Hi, everybody.
Hello.
How is everybody doing today? Let us know what you're reading. And for those of you that don't know, the one beside me over here, there we go, is my friend Barb that you always hear me talk about whenever I say I'm buddy reading. So, as I know they're all like, what about your buddy reading partner or whatever? So,
I'm a figment of your imagination, right?
Yeah.
and so PK says, good Monday evening. Okay. I'd probably be reading a sci-fi Mission and Honor by David Weber, 12th of 14 in the Honor Harrington series. I've others on the deck, but I think I'm in the mood for space and politics. Cool.
Interesting. Okay.
And Pat says, good evening, everyone. I started reading today The Summer House Reunion by Kathy Daly and read 45% today. I
Wow.
went to urologist today and I've 8 kidney stones in one kidney.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, no.
I hope you feel better, Pat.
Yeah.
Since I've been home this afternoon, I've passed 4 stones. They're the size of Fruit Loop cereal. I've
Oh,
been
my Lord.
since 6 a.m. this morning. I'm not very tired. Good night. And I'm very tired. Good night and happy reading. Well, I hope
Feel
you
better,
like
Pat.
better soon, Pat. And thanks for the thumbs up. Don't forget the thumbs up. She always does that.
We'll get some rest.
Yeah.
Please.
Mm-hmm.
And Lisa said, hi, everyone. Continuing to read women's fiction book, A Brighter Flame by Kristen Nolfi. Still enjoying. All right.
Nice.
And Tina says, hello, all. I'm still reading Lemon Drop Dead by Amanda Flower and cleaning and organizing my room. It's a good thing you said that because I was going to ask you if you were cleaning something today.
You have the cleanest room in town, I'm telling you.
Right.
And Mother Goose says, hi, all. I'll be reading more picture books for Picture This. I'll also be starting Glow in the Blank Dark by Dara Schuster.
Nice.
I read a couple of picture books. I read this one about this bear who wants his hat back. And he's going around asking all the little creatures, do you have my hat? I want my hat back. He lost his hat. It was cute. It didn't look much like a bear to me, but it was cute. And Cajun says, hi, everyone. Just finished my book 5 minutes before we started live. I'm not sure what I'll be starting next. Cool.
Very
And Jesse
good.
says, hello, everyone. I'm still reading Lemon Drop Dead. That's 2 for
Bingo.
Lemon Drop Dead.
Let's see if we can get a bingo.
I think that Lemon Drop Dead is my favorite in the series so far.
Oh, nice.
Mm-hmm.
And the Purple Reinhardt says, hi, everyone. Hoping to finish A Brush with Murder and then continue on with Courting Can Be Killer.
Nice.
Well, Amanda Flower is definitely the bingo,
Yep.
even if it's
Yes,
not.
100%.
And Tina says, also in point in the Amish candy shop where you should or shouldn't start the Matchmaker series. Yeah. That's why I always
Is it
said
Lemon Drop Dead? Is that where you can start Matchmaker?
I think you can start Matchmaker at around the 4th one. But you don't want to read the 3rd Matchmaker until you've read Lemon Drop Dead.
That's
That
okay. I
was-
knew Lemon Drop Dead was something.
There'll be
Okay.
a spoiler otherwise, yeah.
Fair,
In the
okay.
Matchmaker series, not the other one.
Yeah, the Matchmaker would spoil Lemon Drop Dead.
Because I'm caught up to Peanut Butter Panic, but I'm going to start Matchmaker probably tomorrow.
So you're all fine.
Awesome sauce.
And then Jessica Lynn says, hello, everyone. I'm not sure what I'm reading today. I just finished my April TBR.
Well done.
Thinking I should start early on May or just start a book that might take a bit longer.
You're just going to keep starting ahead every month, Jessica, and then by December you'll be like, I got nothing to read. Oh, my TBRs.
I don't think that would ever happen to me.
No.
Right?
Jessica Ann says, hello, everyone. I'm going to be starting The Boy, the Mole, the Ox, and the Horse. I've
Interesting.
heard a lot of people talk about reading that one.
I've heard that too.
Cavalry says, hi, everyone. I'm hoping to finish How to Book a Murder by Cynthia Cohn this evening. And Dream in the Garden says, hi, all. I think I'll be starting book 3 in Camper and Criminals,
Yay.
Forest Fishing and Forgery.
Awesome.
Lots of good cozies going on here.
Mhm.
And says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Premeditated Peppermint and I hope to finish tonight. I'm at 69%.
Well
Nice.
Hi, Barb.
Hi.
done.
No way, your buddy read friend. Yes, I asked about her a while back. I didn't know if you were going to be here, Sarah Beth, but I was like, there she is.
I do exist. Thank you, Alicia.
Everybody's saying nice to see you. And she says, I'm not reading, I'm plotting out my adult romance novel. Well, that's cool, Sarah Beth.
Mhm.
And Annie says, hi, all. I'm listening to The Amish Widower by Virginia Hamilton. There'll be a lot of Amish reads too. That's what all the Amish candy shop, which is the cozy, because it is Amish in April right now, Barb. So
Okay.
it says, I read this weekend and I want to finish plotting. Okay.
Wonderful.
And the reader treat says, hi, panel. Hi, chat. Hello. And Janelle says, hi, everyone. Cornflower says, I'm hoping to finish Bio Book Thief. Yay. I hope you're liking that one. I like that one. And Tina says, I love saying I need to clean, not because I was doing it, but because I'm never.
If I say it, maybe I'll do it.
I feel you.
Nita says, hi, everyone. I'm reading Forget Me Not Cowboy by Addison Fox. That sounds like a romance.
It is.
Tina says, there are multiple stacks of knocking over books on the floor and yarn everywhere. Knocked over books everywhere.
Yarn? I heard yarn.
That would be me with the books. Maybe not the yarn, but I have stacks of books instead of knock over.
Yeah.
And Mother Goose says, Storm, I love that book. It's a little trilogy. Oh, yeah, I've seen that it had more than one in that wants his hat back. I also read one that says, I will chomp you. Don't turn the page. If you turn the page, I will chomp you. It didn't want you to get to the end of the book where his cakes were.
Cute.
And Alicia said, Jessica Ann, that is one of my most favorite books. Recommend to everyone. And Jen says, hi, Barb.
Hi, Jen.
And Tina says, oh, I want to tell y'all my mom is reading her first cozy mystery right now. She's reading Buried in a Good Book by Tamara Berry. Oh, that's one of my favorite.
Ooh,
Good
Nice.
you
choice.
picked a good one, yeah.
And Jessica Ann says to Alicia, good to know. I've heard great things. And Cajun says to Tina, I reposted the reading order of Amish Candy Shop Matchmaker that Mel posted last year. Oh, thanks, Cajun. That's a good deal. And then just, yeah.
Thank you.
So what is everybody reading? Barb, what are you going to be reading?
I'm reading What the Hex by Jessica Clare. It's the second. What was the first one? Go Hex Yourself, I think.
Yes.
I really liked it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I read about 175 pages yesterday, so I'm hoping to
Well done.
walk the rest.
Yeah, I know.
of it.
I was like, she read that all at once. I was like, well, it must be good.
It was better than Daughters Unto Devils, so I had something to like
She had to
dive back
cleanse
in.
her palate. She had
Yeah.
There you go.
What about you, Sarah?
I finished. That's the one bonus about going to the hospital today is that I had an hour drive in and an hour drive out. I finished listening to the Jessica R. Patch book, Her Darkest Secret.
Oh, yeah.
Mhm.
Womp, womp, womp. I had issues with it. Anyway, 3.5 stars. But I'm going to
I'm still
continue
curious
my
about it,
Amish.
I said, I'm still curious about it, though.
My issue with it was that I watch a lot of CSI. I watch a lot of Law and Order. I'm like, don't know if that's how police stuff go. Releasing the body of a murder victim the next day so you could bury them. I'm like, pretty sure that's not how it goes. No. So I'm going to continue on with my Amish book, Pinecraft Refuge. I'm a little over halfway through this one. I'd like to get it done tonight. On audio, I've got like an hour left. So it's my goal.
Cool.
What about you, Tiffany?
I'm at 96% in Rat Race, so I'll finish that in about 5 minutes. And then I am on ebook. I am listening to The Diva Serves Forbidden Fruit, which is like the 14th or 15th in the Domestic Diva series, and I'm at 78%.
Cool.
Awesome.
How about you?
Well, yesterday was April's birthday dinner. Today's her actual birthday. So we went to a Portuguese spot. I drank way too much sangria. Had a major hangover this morning. Didn't go to work. So I finished This Is How I Lied by Heather Gudenkoff. Loved it. So I finished that one earlier today. Loved it. And now I'm going to continue with Caring for Her Amish Family by Carrie Light.
A little bit of a departure from the Heather Gudenkopf.
Yeah, it's exactly the opposite, you know.
Well, I finished one today too. I finished Gone Missing by Linda Castillo.
Yay.
I give it 4 stars, but I'm not sure if I like the ending. I don't know if I like how it ended.
Message me on Vox or on Discord because I'm trying to remember the ending to that one.
Yeah, because this is the one where the Amish girls are gone missing, and there's like a whole bunch of them in different towns and stuff. And
Oh yes, yeah. Okay, no, I remember now. Yeah, and I know what you mean. Okay, fair.
so I'm just like, really, is it gonna just leave me like that at the end? I don't know.
Move to the next book.
I'm like, we just move it on. Maybe, because that's why it's like maybe it'll be a continuation or something sometime or something. And I'm reading The Discovery of Witches tonight because I really need to get going on it. I could read Daughters and the Devils, but I don't know. It's boring. So I'll save that for like when I'm doing things around the house.
Yes,
it can bore me while I'm doing things around the house. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I forgot one here. Hi, Nicole. She says hello. Good morning, everyone, and it's good
Happy
morning
Tuesday.
for her because she's in Australia. So,
Oh, cool.
and Sarah says, or Annie says, Sarah, I'm going to check out the Pinecraft Refuge. Pinecraft, it's only about 20 minutes from me. That's cool.
Yeah, it's right around Sarasota.
And Dramini says, hi, everyone. I just finished up Blame It on the Champagne by Fiona Cole on KU. I enjoyed it. I'm going to pick up Woke Up Wed by Cassie Mint, a romance novella on Kindle during the first one.
Excellent.
Nice.
So I have a question for anybody out there. I don't know if anybody in the chat is working on A Discovery of Witches, but I know some are reading it with me. So let me know if you're enjoying it or if it's boring you or whatever. I am having a lot of fun with my reread. I'm also been watching the TV show too and read it. And I'm like, kind of, it's like I can kind of see where they take like parts of it and made it more visual on the TV series. And I kind of figured that, they did 9 episodes. And so it was 3 episodes for the 3 parts in this book. Cause I just thought about it when I was reading it, that they're in, now for Oxford, they're in the first part, and the middle part, they're in Septur, and in the latter part, they're in Madison. And so I was like, oh, that makes sense. There's like 3 for each one. So,
Okay.
Good. So I'm enjoying my reread. Though I can't wait to get to the second and the third one because I've only read those once, and so I really don't remember a lot about them as I remember a lot about this one.
I'll have to reread the 4th before the 5th comes out, since you said there was a new one coming out.
Yeah. But remember, we didn't like the 4th one very well.
I know we didn't. That's why I'm like, if I'm going to pick it up, then I'm going to have to remember what's going on. I remember it took a whole different arc.
I think a lot of people have been telling me that this one's going to be about Galaglass. So I'm hoping.
We wanted that. So
yeah, that's why I was like, I'm hoping.
Yeah.
And she said, Lily said, finishing Taste of Passions by Brenda Jackson.
Nice.
And Sarah Beth says, I'm wanting to read Discovery Witches. I have it on Kindle, but I don't know if I might be a while. I'm in the middle of Stephen King's 11/22/63, and I want to read The Stand by him after. Well, those are some big, chunky ones you're going to be reading there.
Yeah.
Sarah Beth.
Stormy and I will say, don't read The Stand, right? It took us, 3 months to get through that?
We took it in chunks. Though I would say if you're going to read it, don't read the extended cut.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I love
that's what we had.
11/22. 11/22 is really good.
And Cajun says, going to start A Deadly Diva, a Maid Ivy cozy mystery that will complete and catch up that series since it's the last one out so far. Cool.
Nice, Cajun.
Very
Yay.
good.
Aaron loves The Discovery of Witches. I'm glad. And Tammy says that 11/22/63 was so good. I have not read that Stephen King book yet. So.
One of his best, I think.
And Cajun says, I read The Stand in the 80s, and to this day, big black birds freak me out. Because they back whenever it first came out, it was only 800 and some pages, I think.
Oh, only.
And the extended, the extended cut's like 1100 pages.
Ooh.
And that's the one we read.
Yeah.
And we were like, oh, all he did was add more boring stuff in here because we were.
He's getting paid by the word, clearly.
Right.
But we got to a point. We got to a point. It was too late to back out. We're like, we're going to do this. We've already wasted 800 pages. Why stop?
Yeah.
That's why we bailed on The Witching Hour by Anne Rice. We're like, oh, we can't do it.
And I loved that book when I was in college, and I got to like
Same.
300 and was like, I can't do this. Really? Yeah. I thought, oh, I'll love this reread. Talk Stormy into reading it. And I'm like, oh, I'm going to have to bail on her. I can't do it.
Yep.
So I was like, well, if you're bailing, I'm bailing because I was just reading it because I wanted to.
Yep.
I know. Because it was like, what, 1,200 pages, and I think I was 60% into it, but I still had like a good, decent chunk left. So I was like, I'm quitting.
Yeah. It was bad the second time around.
Yeah, when I read it in high school, I think it took me like 3 or 4 months. But back then, 3 or 4 months was normal for a book because you were in school, right? You had other stuff to do, you know?
Sarah Beth said it took her 3 months to read it, and she read it 4 times.
Ooh.
I do want to reread it.
Well, we'll have to do that sometimes because I've never read it. So
I'm with you, Tiffany.
I remember being in 9th grade and my mom and dad went on a trip and they came back and that's what my dad brought me was the new It. And I was like, I devoured it. I remember like sitting down and devouring it. That's a weird childhood memory.
see, it's like we're about the same. We read Stephen King at an early age, so
Yep.
I'm okay with the horror in Stephen King. I'm not okay with the clown. That's where I draw the line.
They're making a new series on HBO of Welcome to Derry. It's like the origins of Pennywise.
Okay.
well, that would be kind of interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I've told these ladies before when I was working in an office a couple of years ago on Halloween, we got to dress up and there was one guy walking around the office with the balloon.
Oh,
I was like hiding under my desk.
I
Like,
still
can you
look
please
when
go that way?
Yeah.
I walk by a grate, like when we're walking the dogs, it's like at dusk, I'm like looking at that grate, like what's gonna pop out?
Yeah.
We're gonna give Tiffany nightmares.
Yeah. Well, we warned
So
her
maybe
on
we
the
should-
cover, so that was something.
Yeah.
Maybe we should start a reading sprint.
Yes.
So, Sarah, would you like to do the kitty for me, please?
Certainly. Sweetly. How long?
To the top of the hour.
So 40 minutes.
Yes.
And Cajun says, I swear, Stephen is why I can't read scary stuff anymore. The Fog Shore story is still with me today. And Cornflower says, I enjoyed it except for the scene. If you know, you know, it kind of ruined the book for me.
That's why my brother will not let my niece read the book, is for that.
I know about that scene, so I'll be prepared.
I do not. So
Yeah.
You're good, Tiffany. You're good.
You're good. There we go.
There he is. Happy reading, everyone.
Happy
reading.
reading.
happy reading.
forgot to warn you about the kitty cat meow.
Yeah, my dog's ears went.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh no.
Yeah, that woke him up.
That'll do it.
So, how did everybody do? How much did you get done, Barb?
About another 60 pages.
Wow.
Nice.
Excellent.
I know she's such a fast reader. I wish I was that fast.
Nice.
When it's good, there's a difference.
Yeah.
True.
I got to
Good.
75%. I'll finish my book on the next sprint.
Cool.
Nice. I finished Rat Race. I really enjoyed it. I gave it 4 cups of coffee. It was a novella as a prequel to the start of the series, so I'll definitely read book 1. And then I started Suspended Sentence, which is the 4th book in the Amish series by Laura Bradford, and I read 1 chapter.
Well done.
Cool.
How about you, E?
I read 34 pages, and I wish that I could talk to Sarah about this like she knew exactly what was going on right now, because there's people in this book that are making me mad.
Oh,
But
no.
if I say the name, you're not going to know who it is off the top of your head, so
Message me.
I will. I wanted to several times already. I'm like, all right, this lady needs to go.
It's not a murder mystery.
No, it's
Nobody's
not.
being murdered.
But Lee wants to turn it into one.
There could be an accident in the snow. You never know, you know.
Sometimes
Oh,
I
I hate
forget
it when that
and
happens.
sometimes I forget that when I'm reading a romance and I'm not reading a murder mystery. I'm like, oh, that's the one that's going to go. And I'm like, crap, it's a romance. Nobody's going.
That's what I feel. How'd you do, Storm?
I read about 10 pages of Discovery,
Nice.
which is
That's a lot for that book, though. That book has such tiny print.
yeah, it does. It has like really, really tiny writing. So.
Mhm.
Oh, wow.
Very.
And so Jessica Lynn says she's like you, Tiffany. Says you need to mute when talking about it and can't do horror clans. No thanks.
No, thank you. Yep.
And so Anita is too. She said the same thing. And Nicole said that she is crafting, not reading, as she's filming for her craft channel. So that's
Hey,
cool.
what are
Awesome.
you crafting? Tell us.
Yeah, what kind of crafting do you do? I know you sew, but do you do? And I think you embroider, but do you do anything else? 'Cause I've seen little snippets of it on her channel. So. And Jessica Ann says, I finished that book very short. That was such a magnificent book, and I just added it to my cart since I read it on Kindle. 5 stars, hands down. Now I shall go pick up another book. All right.
Nice, Jessica.
Awesome.
Well, she's now reading The Henna Wars.
I think I read that one.
I was like, the name sounds familiar, like I've heard people talk about.
Mm-hmm. I agree.
Ashley says, hey, y'all, reading Hearse and Buggy by Laura Bradford. Yay.
Yeah.
I'm also reading the very last one in that series, so it's kind of a bummer. Bittersweet when you get to the end.
Right, when you don't want it to end, yeah.
Yeah. And Cheryl says, just got homemade dinner, a kosher beef hot dog, and mashed potatoes for Tiffany there. And
Thank you.
hello, everyone, listening to The Graves of Fine and Private Place by Alan Bradley. Oh, I think that's is it the kid detective or something?
That's a title.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, because that's what I was thinking, because their titles are always really long and really strange and don't really seem like, I don't know, a title for a mystery. They sound weird. I can't remember. Flava de Loof or something like that.
Mm. I think
Yes.
you're right on the name.
I know it's one of those strange names.
Yeah.
And Pat says, hello, everyone. Feeling a whole lot better.
Good.
And she's the past 4 stones are very small. Got 8 stones ready for care nurse to take to urologist tomorrow morning.
Good for her.
Read 35%. Finished this book tonight. So that's good.
Oh, Pat, I hope you feel better soon.
Mm-hmm.
And Pat said, Ashley, I read The Hearse and Buggy and gave it 4 stars around the 1st of April.
Nice.
And she said that she's loving it so far. And Ashley says, I hope you feel better, Pat. Sarah Beth says, I'm going to take a plot break since I've been plotting already today. I decided to finally get back in reading, and it's been a week not reading and only plotting. I miss reading on my Kindle. Well, that's good.
Good. Take a break.
And Purple Rain got to 34%. And Jessica Ann, 10 pages into her next read. And Anita made it to 29%. All this good reading going on. And Tina read 16 pages and made dinner, Sloppy Joe's.
Ooh, yum.
You can tell the ones that have been around here long, they tell you what they're eating because Tiffany will always ask.
Yeah.
And Ashley got 2 chapters read. And Jessica Lynn says, I didn't read. I watched a few YouTube videos and think I decided on reading Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies by Heather Fawcett.
Oh, nice.
I've heard about that one, but I've also heard it's kind of slow, and I don't know if I could deal with another slow book.
Yeah. Well, it's like I'm kind of curious about it, and I like her middle grade books, but I haven't read like her like adult books. So I don't know. And Annie says I'm 15%, and Cajun says didn't get much read. Talking to stepmother, tomorrow would have been their 43rd anniversary.
Oh, that's hard.
Yeah. And PK said didn't read this sprint, prepped meals for the next couple of days, and making dog cookies for KO. Well, that's nice of you to make dog cookies for him.
Dog cookies. Paula just wants real cookies.
Yeah. Dresden likes hot dogs. That's what she gets a lot of. She won't leave my father alone unless she has some hot dogs to munch on while he's eating. So,
No.
Bernard likes yogurt.
Yogurt's good for him.
yeah, she actually likes yogurt a lot more than I thought she would.
And if I'm getting my lunch ready and I put the yogurt in the container, the cat's like, so I put the spoon down and I let him clean off the spoon.
Yep. It's like scoop for me and a scoop for Bernard.
But it's funny when he licks it because he gets like this white chin of like the yogurt like all over his. I'm saving this for later.
Oh.
Nicole says, I finished Away with the Fairies last night by Carrie Greenwood. It was book 11 in the series. Now I'm going back to the start of the series and read it.
Nice.
Wow.
So was that like the first book you read in that series and thought, oh, this is good, I'm going to go back and read it? Or are you just deciding to go back to read the first one? I'm kind of curious. But I know, like, you know, some people jump in there in the middle and then they're like, oh, this is good. Go back and read. Sarah.
Yes.
And Jen says, I listened to 5%. Then my daughter called, so I talked to her for the rest of the spring.
Nice.
And Nicole says, I really enjoyed the book, and I watched a couple episodes of the TV series last night. It was a fun time. I love the TV series, and that's why I want to try the book series, because that is one that I actually watched the show and haven't read the book. So,
Which series?
Discovery of Witches.
no. Or at least I'm thinking she's talking about the one that she just read, which is
Okay. I'm confused. Then. Never mind.
Mrs. Fisher Mysteries. Mrs. Fisher.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
And Nicole says, on multi-craft channel, everything from cross-stitching to patchwork, bag making, and diamond painting. I want to tackle some knitting and crochet too. I recommend knitting. Wow. And they're her channel name. I won't be able to pronounce that, but there you go. Is that like your job? Do you sell your crafts and stuff? I was curious.
That's really
Because
cool.
I know you've got one of those big sewing things, like the arm things. I've seen her do that on stuff, and so I think she does that for a job. I have a cousin who does that and makes extra money with it.
Oh, that's
Wow.
neat. Mm-hmm.
And Mother Goose said, so many beautiful picture books are being published.
Awesome.
And Tammy says, I finished my book and switched to Pleading the Fish. It's the last one in the Seaside Cafe series. And I'm so sad that it's over. Yeah.
I hear you.
And Momac, hi Stormy, hi Barb, hi Sarah, hi Lee, hi Tiffany, hi everyone. I lost track of time again. Stay off those soap sites.
Yeah, I feel like we haven't seen Melmac in forever.
Right?
Can I recommend a
Melmac.
book to you, Melmac?
She's a
Melmac,
fan.
I can't give you a hard time if you're not here. It's no fun to talk about you if you're not here.
And Jesse said, I didn't read, went on a hunt for bookstore recommended on Yep, I put that video out today. So, yeah. And PK says, I started Emily Wilde's encyclopedia, but it's on pause. It's slow for sure.
I thought
That sounds like one that maybe I'll try on audiobook so I can speak.
Or you'll let me read it and be the guinea pig.
Yeah, I do let her do that a lot. And Max said to Tammy, I still have to read the last two in the Seaside Cafe. I'm purposely dragging it out. Yeah, I know. It's like I'm not in a huge hurry because I do know it's going to end quicker than I want it to. PK says Keo's allergic to chicken and maybe other things, so I'm making some to be safe. Carrots only go so far. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, when he's allergic to things like chicken and stuff, it'd be hard to make stuff.
Yeah.
It would. My dog lives on chicken, broiled chicken sometimes.
Mm-hmm. And Cajun says Shalami likes yogurt too. She'd eat some and shake her head like it was tangy and then eat some more.
Yeah.
Like, what are you giving me? But give me some more.
Right.
And Jessica said the PK, I have it on audio as well, so hopefully that will help. I like her middle grade, and I tend to like these types of books since I like to do other things when listening to audio. Yeah. That's why I was like, I liked her middle grade, so I was hoping that maybe I would like it. And Alicia said 20 pages, Rusted Eyes, Jessica Ann. I had to a physical copy for the drawings. Oh, there's drawings. And Nicole says, yes, it was the first time reading Carrie Greenwood, The Misfits. Okay. So you liked it enough to at least, you go back to the first one. So that's cool. Mm-hmm. And Jessica Lynn said to Tammy and Melmac, I just finished book 4 of the Seaside Cafe, so only 3 left for me. I have 4 left. And my mouse is not wanting to cooperate. Come on. Work for me here. And Jessica Ann said, Alicia, I want to annotate the book. And Nicole says, my job is as a long arm quilter, and I make custom made bags for people. I used to teach sewing classes, but have stitched to YouTube for that now. Okay.
That is awesome.
I know I've seen you do like the long arm thing. I love watching my cousin do it because she makes it look so effortless. She's got this huge long thing and the quilt is on there and she's making these designs and going this way and that way. Like no big deal. She makes all kinds of cool little designs and
that is really neat.
That is neat.
And Noel says, I know I've been ghosting the group. Yes, you have. As it over the weekend, I crocheted 100 washcloths for the veterans.
Wow.
25 of them were hot pink color. The veterans are 90%.
Well, real men will use hot pink.
Yeah,
absolutely.
If they need a washcloth, they'll take it.
My husband would use hot pink if he had to. So,
then they know which one's theirs.
Yeah,
right.
True, yes.
No one's going to steal it.
Right.
Melmac said to Jessica Lynn, I heard the ending is sad, happy sad, like sad that it's over type of tearjerker.
I was in the Anomaly and I did not like the ending.
Of which book?
I think that's why I'm kind of curious, is because like
you let me rephrase that. I like the ending. I didn't like the 37 epilogues.
Got it.
That's a bit much.
I'm wondering I'm also kind of curious since she knew that it was going to be ending, if it ended kind of like how the Cajun Country one ended, where, there was the epilogue and they did all this kind of stuff and you got to find out a lot.
That's it. It was an epilogue and then it was another epilogue in the future, then another epilogue, and then I was kind of like, But that's just me.
This one, I think, kind of just skipped like so many years and then did it at like an epilogue or whatever.
Hi, and welcome to the Runway Science.
Sorry about that.
When you finish a series, in my opinion, it's like the series is done. I get it. But let me think of what the characters are. You know what I mean? In my mind, the characters are going to live on and do whatever. But with something that happened at the end of Pleading the Fish, it really... Anyway, I'm not saying anything else. I wasn't happy with it.
I think that whenever they do something like that too, then they're never going to come back. If they would leave it just ended, if they wanted to come back later, they could come back and add some to the story. But if
Precisely.
they've already told you what everything's going to happen in the future, then they can't really do that. So.
Exactly.
Melmac says, and if you almost know, I am currently reading, let's just say I'm still immersed in a classic.
I thought she was going to say she was still immersed in the magazine she was reading last week.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it took the author less time to write the book than it's taking Melmac to read it.
Yeah, because I have a copy of Wuthering Heights, and it's not that big.
That's one of the classics I actually like.
No. Really? I haven't read it yet. I was supposed to be reading it for Melmac's like buddy read thing, but I mean, she hasn't even got through it, so I feel like I have plenty of time.
You're still gonna finish it before her.
and Jessica Lynn said that Melmac just glad that she got to the end it the way she wanted. Yeah.
I have to agree with that 100%. Yes. Julianne Lindsay did what she wanted to do at the end. Yes.
Yeah, because like a lot of them, they don't even get an ending. It just, you're not.
It's like, by the way, it's done. Yeah.
And Dream says, yes, we like having you around, Melmac. See, people miss you, Melmac.
Absolutely.
And Tina says, I really love Pleading with the Fish more than I thought it would. It had everything I wanted to have. And Annie says to Pat, that's wonderful. I finished my first preemie beanie tonight.
Oh, that's awesome, Annie.
Max says, I'm currently reading the latest issue of the Soap Opera Digest. I'm kidding. I read that last week. The new issue hasn't come out yet. See, Barb, we have lost her to the soap operas. We trying to
I watched one, and I actually will watch it over dinner because I'll record it. So my husband's like, I hate that show. But then he's always like, what are they doing now? So I know he's paying attention, but I only watch one. I don't read all about it, though.
Which one do you watch?
General Hospital.
General Hospital. I think that's one that she watches too.
Yeah.
I used to watch it, and I used to be like very obsessed with like Sunny and things. And I will have to show Melmac some pictures because when I was cleaning out that room over there, I found some of my obsession
with Sunny. Yeah, he looks a lot different now. They'll do flashbacks, and I'm like, oh my Lord.
I know. I seen him the other day, and I was like, oh wow, he's got gray hair now.
Like he's gray.
Well, for the longest time, we never like hardly had any gray. And it's like, I know you've been on there for a very long time.
and I noticed he played Desi Arnaz in a movie like years and years and years ago. So that's what I always think of when I see him.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But that's the only movie I know he ever did.
Melmac says, the Cajun, I appreciate your understanding. Jessica Lynn says, I think I'm going to read Boston Scream Murder by Ginger Bolton for my physical copy. It took me a minute. I was like, what?
The Deputy Donut series.
Yeah. Melmac said it. Jessica Lynn, yes, definitely. It would be nice if more authors got the chance to do that. Yeah. And Tina says, I love the epilogue and was happy to see what I saw. Jessica Lynn said to Melmac, exactly. Cajun said, like, I got you. Let me know if you need a direct and eye roll. Tina says, I was disappointed by Partners in Lime. I had a lot of expectations, but for me, Pleading the Fish was absolutely everything I needed for the closing of the series.
Yeah, see, I'm the anomaly. I'm like the one who didn't love the ending. So, you know.
Yeah, so like I'm really curious to see like how I'm gonna like it. Melmac says, I'm super bummed that the Catskill Summer Resort series isn't continuing, and that's apparently the dinner and a movie series isn't with the Veronica Bonds. Well, that just
I know. I'm really
enjoy a series that's going to end.
Right.
I really loved both of them, but the Catskills really
was so good.
Was a bummer.
It almost makes you not want to start a brand new series because you're going to get into it, and then two later it's like done, and it's like. They want to know why people aren't buying them. That's probably it. They're afraid that if they start a new series, it's just going to end after 2. And so why buy it?
Stormy, you still have to try my witch cozy that I love.
Yes, I do.
The Which Way Librarian.
Yeah, and a lot of people here in the chat, I think, like that series.
It's good. I'm current now with it. Thank goodness. Of course, you knew Cass was sick. I got through the lot. The last two of them got me through his sickness. So
Yeah, I know you like went right through them and caught it.
yeah, I read one on Saturday and one on Sunday because all I could do was sit with him. So
What who is that one by?
I have to let me look at it real quick. I pulled it up.
I don't remember.
Angela Sanders.
Oh, okay.
And I think one of them's Witch and Famous. And I really like them. There's 4 out.
Okay. Sounds cute. I like library cozies.
Yeah. And she's a witch and she goes to this town undercover and it's really cute.
Tina says maybe I'm a little bit more sentimental about it because it was my first time finishing a cozy series.
That's fair.
Could be.
Could be.
Nomek says, I didn't say it was you did. It's because I knew what it was.
Well, okay,
No,
hold on.
She finished it, and now she's on War and Peace.
Right.
Let's give her
Like
the
she said,
benefit-
right.
Let's give her the benefit of the doubt and ask Melmac, what classic are you reading? Don't lie. What classic are you reading?
Christie's Great Idea by N.M. Martin.
There you go.
And Tammy says, Tina, I'm looking forward to the ending, but I'll probably cry also. I'm sentimental about things too. And she says, yes, I cried at the end. And Melmac says, I'm aggravated with General Hospital lately. They killed off some favorites of mine, and one I really like is Young and the Restless.
Who did they kill?
She's like, wait a second.
Who died? I'm like, who
Welcome to
died?
Soap Opera Corner.
Right.
And Melmac says, Cajun, you're in charge of dispensing eye rolls in my absence. And Jessica said to Melmac, I'm a huge Guiding Light fan. Growing up, my mom was addicted. And I got addicted to it. And then it ended the year before I graduated. I was bummed that I was the only soap I ever watched. I grew up watching Days of Our Lives, Santa Barbara, and something else, but I can't remember. But it was when I started working nights that I didn't have anything to do during the day, and General Hospital was on, and I remember my grandpa liked that one, so I started watching it then. And Cajun says, I watched General Hospital back in the 80s for Rick Spring.
Yes, I remember making my mom take me to his concert.
Nice.
Love that.
My grandpa and grandma watched that that was their thing, and you did not bother them during that time. They wouldn't even answer the door. They got some chocolate, like a Hershey bar. That was their thing. They would eat the Hershey bar and watch the show. They didn't bother them.
Delightful.
That's actually
That's cute.
Mm-hmm. Oh, God, and Melmac, yeah. Huh? Et tu, Cajun.
Noah Drake, yes.
So, Noah Drake, yeah. I remember Noah Drake. He was on there whenever I was watching it. My favorite soap opera was Days of Our Lives, but that was taken off the air. I watched it.
It's on Peacock.
I was gonna say, yeah, I think Peacock has it now.
Oh.
They picked it up. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched Days of Our Lives until Marlena was demon possessed, I think it was, and then I was like, okay, that's enough.
Yeah. It lost me there, yeah. I remember floating on the ceiling or something.
It's like, okay, that's it.
Yep.
Okay, so we probably should do another reading sprint. Or we're gonna end up like Sunday.
Right.
Did more chatting than reading. And
How
so
long,
we'll
Storm?
we'll just go to the top of the hour, I guess. And
Okay,
That's
so
okay.
35 minutes.
I'm not good with math, so I let you do it.
35 minutes. Start. Do that.
While she's doing that, I'll read one more. And Cajun says, yes
There
to
we go.
Sherry. What was his TV show, Nick Knight or something like that? He must be talking about the Springfield name. All right, everybody. Happy reading.
Happy
happy
reading.
reading, everyone.
How did everybody do?
I got about 30 more pages done. I had to call my mom and check in because apparently I'm not an adult.
How about you, Sarah? Oh, unmute.
I'll hop on while Sarah's finishing up. I got to 90% and the Diva served forbidden fruit. So I'll probably finish it tonight, maybe. Although it's 9. I might finish
I was
it.
gonna say. I
Well
was gonna
done.
say.
Yeah,
We'll
you're
turn
gonna
into
turn
a
into a
pumpkin
pumpkin
before.
soup.
Let's face it.
I got 5 minutes left in the book. I'll finish it before I go to bed.
Nice.
So close, yeah.
Mhm.
I get to page 90 and I'm liking it, so I will continue.
Good.
I don't remember exactly how many pages I read, but I'm like, for anybody who's read this, I'm like right into the part where Satu has Diana, and it's like the really like intense part of the story, and so it's like, oh,
Nice.
you get a lot more of Satu, I will say, in the book than you do in the TV show. Let's see. And Melmac said to Jessica, I used to love Guiding Light, and As the World Turns, I grew up watching CBS soaps. When it was high school, I started watching some other soaps, but I've always gone back to CBS. And Jessica Lynn said, Barb, I have read the first 2 in the Which Way Librarian series. I need to read the last 2 out. I keep forgetting about it.
They're both good.
And Jessica Lynn said, Melmac, I lived for Josh and Reva. And Melmac says, no, I'm kidding. It's totally Wuthering Heights. So still no, I knew it was.
No, that's shocking, Melmac.
And Sherry said to Kajan, yes, I remember him talking about that in the book. And Kajan says, okay, Christy's great idea made me snort so hard. And Melmac said, serial killers took out 2 of my favorites.
That's who died. Yes. I was upset Brando died. And Britt.
I'm glad there are no other faves whose names start with B.
Don't worry. In 6 months from now, they'll come back.
Yeah.
Because what really happened was
Yeah.
They had to go into hiding because you know,
One went into hiding and the other came back after losing their memory and they're now evil. And it turns out that their father isn't who they thought they were their whole lives.
That would fit. That would totally fit for Britt. So you called it.
or there's an evil twin that comes back.
Always.
Did any of you guys watch Friends?
I never watched it.
Joey played a soap opera guy.
Oh yes, and they killed him off, Dr. Romano.
Yeah, they killed him off, and then there was a one episode where oh gosh, she was a model. She was engaged to Michael Jackson. No, engaged, not married. Brooke Shields.
Oh, yeah.
Shields is on there, and she's obsessed with Joey's character, and she's like, it's portrayed that she doesn't understand that he's not real. And so he gets out of it because he's like, well, I'm his twin brother, evil Striker Ramore. It's hilarious. So funny.
And Cajun says, oh, maybe if we start soap opera corner at Momac, will come back to us. There we go.
Momac, we do miss you.
Momac says, the things about soaps, anyone can come back from the dead. Yeah.
True.
Very true.
Love
Many
Guiding
times.
Light.
Mm-hmm.
And Jessica Lynn says, I'm like, no one is never truly dead on a soap. I'm sure they will come back, or one will end up as a serial killer.
Yep.
One of my favorite guys that was on, I think it was Santa Barbara, is on General Hospital now, I think. Charles Shaughnessy. I like him.
Yes, he's evil.
Is he evil? Of course, he's evil.
I remember him from The Nanny.
Yeah.
Oh,
Maybe
okay. I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about now.
The only soap opera I ever watched, and it was a teenage soap opera, was Swan's Crossing.
I was hoping you were going to say Swan's Crossing.
Sarah
never
Michelle
done
Gellar.
that.
It was like one season, and I'm like, oh, that show was so good.
Yes, me and my friend, like, before we watched it, it ended before we even ever met each other, and we spent like 3 years trying to figure out what the show was.
Yeah.
This was like, like before like internet was internet, so it was kind of like you couldn't just look it up. So
Yeah.
Exactly.
You have to rely on like the TV guy to give you some kind of inside
Right.
on anything.
Yep.
I saw a meme that said, for those of you that think you had it bad now, if we missed an episode in the 80s, you never saw it again or something.
It's
like
a true
that.
fact.
I think that's funny.
True fact.
That is true.
Did anybody ever watch the nighttime soaps like Dallas and Knots
No.
Landing?
mm-mm.
Not really.
My mom did, but I wasn't necessarily allowed to watch it with her, but I, like passed through stuff like
I
that.
remember watching a lot of them, Falcon Crest and
Knots Landing and
yeah, Knots Landing. And, like all of them.
I watched 90210.
I did. I
There you
watched 90210 and Melrose Place.
Oh, I hated Melrose Place.
I never watched those, so I don't know. And Cajun said to Cheryl, was the book good? Not sure I want to read it or not. One of the most disturbing books I ever read was John Phillips' autobiography from Mama and the Papas.
Wow.
Yeah, sometimes when you read those biographies, the people that you really, really like, you find out, oh, maybe I
Something
shouldn't
did not want to know.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's funny because I am doing like my top 5s, and my next top 5 is going to be my top 5 favorite celebrity biographies.
Ooh,
Oh, good.
fun.
I don't think I've ever read a celebrity biography, but I do have a few.
I like to read them from time to time. They can be pretty interesting.
Not everybody, but some.
Yeah. It has to be someone I really find interesting, but I do enjoy reading them. I read
Probably
last
if I
night.
did, it would be like the older ones. Like I'd like to read like Bing Crosby or Gene Kelly and
Absolutely.
Melmac says I would be at Soap Corner having discussions with myself.
She would become her own evil twin and be arguing with herself.
Right?
And Cajun's got it. She says, I don't know. There seems to be some soap fans here. My favorite soap was Guiding Light. Got a couple that like that one. And Melmac said, Jessica, they're either dead or conveniently have a long lost identical twin out there that nobody ever knew about, including the birth mother soap opera phenomenons. Yep. See, that was my thing. The evil twin.
Yep.
See, the one my mom has been watching since she was 16 is Coronation Street, which is a British soap opera. And you don't get these kind of things. Like, it's normal, and the people are not. I mean, I'm not saying they're ugly, but they're not like attractive, like soap opera. Like, they're normal people, with like normal. And I said, this is the most interesting street in the entire world.
I think there's like something about like a lot of the UK shows, a lot of them that feature, they're not like extremely attractive like you would see like
They're
over
normal
here.
looking
average people, but when you start watching it, you actually start to really like that average person.
It's more relatable because it's real life.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Because on soaps, nobody has a job, or else you have
Right?
like an outrageous job. Like I'm a spare or
On
you're
soap
like
operas,
a
I
top
swear they
surgeon.
slept with everybody in the whole life,
yeah.
Right?
or been married to everybody at least once.
Mhm. At least
Yeah,
once.
to be married 7 times is nothing. You know what I mean? It's like,
Yeah, like how
Something
many
my age wedding is
relationships
fine.
has Sunny had?
right.
Yep.
And Jessica Lynn says, Storm, Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies is written similar in the style of The Strange Case of the Alchemist's Daughter. Like she's writing a book, but also living the story, if you know what I mean. Yeah, I like The Strange
that
Case
book.
of the Alchemist's Daughter. So,
We
because
do
that's
need to continue that.
what I was going to say. We keep saying we're going to continue with the second one. We haven't done it yet.
It's like that thick. I'm
Yeah,
like,
it
at
is.
the library. I'm like, maybe eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like 700 pages or something like that. So yeah, that,
We opted for Mr. Mercedes next month instead. So
yep. And Sarah says, "Hi, all. Just got home from work. Glad to catch the end of the sprints. Hi, Sharon. Glad to be here."
Good to see you.
And Tina said, "Read 25 pages. I have less than 100 pages left." Woohoo! Anita got 40%. And Purple Reinhardt finished A Brush with Murder. How did you like it? Jessica Lynn said, "I read 26 pages of Emily Wilde's Encyclopedia of Fairies." And Annie read 10 more percent. So Jenny listened to 14%. Only 12% left.
Nice.
We'll get that one done soon. Siri says got to 47%. And KJ made it 30%. And Dream says I read a little bit and then dozed off.
That's fair.
Naps are nice. Malak says I was going to say Tiffany trying to finish a book at 9 p.m. Can pumpkins read?
Pumpkins read.
are you not the night owl?
No.
No.
No, if you keep her up too late, she gets really loopy and fun though. It's like you don't have to give her alcohol, just keep her up a little later.
Yeah.
And Jessica's in a Velmac. Maybe she like a jack. Velmac says, "I've been in the middle of Northern Lights for so long. I'm gonna have to start over." Yeah, probably. Go back like a chapter and read that chapter, and maybe that'll kind of. I do that sometimes when I have a lot of books going and I haven't read on the one for a while. I have to back it up a chapter.
Find some cliff notes. It worked in high school.
There you go.
Shame.
Yes, from Swan's Crossing.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Who didn't love Shane? Come on.
Oh, hello.
Right.
Charles Shaughnessy isn't going to be on General Hospital much longer. His character is going by. Are they killing him?
He's just gonna disappear. He's gonna they're gonna think he's dead. He'll blow up in something, and then he can come back 2 years from now. And
I was gonna say, then he'll come back with Fran Drescher.
Yeah.
Right.
They did the Ice Princess in the 80s, and now it's back. So it's like,
Yeah.
And Alicia said, yes, Dallas, etc. Falcon Crest ended up on a cliffhanger, never came back. Yeah.
Yep.
And PK says, Storm, do you remember during Santa Barbara the final wedding of Mason and Julia, and they kept getting interrupted by Ira and Contra appearing? Like, who cares? Mason and Julia's wedding. Oh. Yeah, when they do those special news reports right in the middle of your soap opera.
Yes, like, who cares?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm still like that today. If I'm watching something during the day, it's like, I don't care what you have to say, Mr. President. Get off my.
Yeah.
I can catch it on the internet in 5 minutes. Go away.
Right. Yeah, especially nowadays because like everybody's gonna be like, putting it on their YouTube, whatever. So. And Meg said, good evening. All so happy to be here. They're probably wrapping up things. Yeah, we're getting ready to wrap up. We got some comments though, but Jen said I watched Days during middle school and high school, then watched All My Children in college. I named for a character from In Search for Tomorrow, Jennifer.
Nice. That's cool.
And Pat says, I finished the book, but the second book starts at chapter 19, not chapter 1. It's really weird. Gave it 4 stars. Not starting the second book tonight. Watching the Toronto Maple Leafs and Tampa Bay Lightning.
Yeah, so is Garrett.
That's okay. The draft starts Wednesday, so we'll have like the NFL draft on Wednesday and Thursday and Friday. So I'll watch it and get a lot of reading done. I like it, but it'll be on the background while I'm reading.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that the draft thing would be really boring to watch.
It is, and my husband's like on Twitter finding out who they pick before they announce it. He's like, they're gonna pick so and so, and I'm like, that's great. Just tap me in when preseason starts.
I swear to God, my husband would take the day off for the hockey draft. Like, it's like he's their hat, jerseys, like, yeah. And I'm like, what the frig? Yep, they're pulling names out of a hat. I don't know.
Those are your diehard fans. You got the ones that don't care about their draft. They just watch the
We'll send Garrett down to hang with Tiffany on that day.
Ashley said, Jen, I was named after Ashley on Young and the Restless.
I remember
Oh,
Ashley.
nice.
And my mom thought she was so pretty. That's cool.
That's cute.
I think I'm going to need a new battery for my mouse. It's driving me crazy. Well, because Honest Soap, it's not unusual for one stepson to be also half brother. One of the biggest doozies was a woman who had the baby with her daughter's husband on Bold and the Beautiful.
Oh my lord.
And when they do that, like age growing thing, is so weird too. It's like
Mhm.
one day they're like 11, and the next day they're 20.
But the parents don't age a smidgen.
Yeah,
They call it SORAS, soap opera rapid aging syndrome.
Mhm.
I've seen it actually referred to. They have a name for it.
And I love it to when somebody's not available and they'll just put such and such as whoever. It's like it doesn't matter if it's not the same person. And Jen said the same for Jennifer's character. She was played by Morgan Fairchild.
Oh, nice.
Jessica says, I never understood when they bring back characters that suddenly a different actor playing them. Like they're not supposed to notice yet. And Mel says, I love Santa Barbara. I remember viewers would vote on Eden and Cruz's baby names. My favorite couple was Kelly and Glenn. I like Cruz. And Mother Goose says, good night, ladies. Good night, Mother Goose.
Good night.
And Pat says, Aaron Rodgers has been traded to the Jets.
Finally, it only took 4 weeks.
I'm like, I don't even know who that is. Okay. Melmac said, Ashley, Eileen Davison was the one who played Ashley on Young and the Restless, was on talk last month for Young and the Restless 50th anniversary and said the character was almost named Tiffany. Daniel says, I don't pay attention. College football preseason rankings are out now.
Go Bulldogs. Sorry.
All these sports people, and I'm like, okay.
La, 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 la.
That is one thing that me and Barb do not have in common. I don't know about sports. And Mel said, fun fact, Eileen Davison, Ashley on Young and the Restless, wrote a cozy mystery series where the sloop was a soap opera actor.
Interesting.
The books are OOP through, though otherwise I get them.
That's cool.
That's cool. And so we are at the end of the comments. So I will say to Sarah, what do you got coming out?
Tomorrow is my middle grade May TBR.
Yay! I can't wait. Nice. Which reminds me, I need to do my TBR. But...
And I was at the library today, and I'm like, oh, this is a cute book. Oh, this is a cute book.
I'm trying to find some books on my actual shelves. It's like,
yeah, that's what I was trying to do too.
It's going to work.
Yeah, I was trying to make stuff already on my TBR, like from years past work now, but I did add a few extra.
Yeah.
Yeah. How about you, Tiffany? You have anything?
I don't know yet.
Oh yeah, you said you weren't sure if you were going to have anything this week, I think.
I don't know. I'm on vacation, so I didn't film yet, and I don't know if I'm going to. We have a lot of stuff we're doing tomorrow, and so I don't know.
Somebody's going to Malice.
I'm going to Malice this weekend.
So exciting.
Tomorrow we're going to the Ringling Museum, if you know what that is. Like the Ringling Circus, they have a museum.
I was gonna say the Ringling Brothers is what I thought of.
Yeah, they have a museum in this area, and then the Ringling Guys Mansion is also there. And then
that's cool.
We're gonna go to a tourist place down there and have lunch, and just we have a lot going on. So I'm not gonna. If I film, I film. If I don't, I don't. But I'll be back next week as usual.
Anita, I think that's out of print.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
I wanted to ask, but I didn't.
I was like, I think that's
I want to sing that. It's so long.
Exactly.
And you.
Sound of music.
Come on, Tiffany, that's your thing. Getting right into a musical here. Exactly.
Sound of music. I just watched that the other day, too.
Of course I know what that's from.
And Lee, do you have anything coming out?
Tomorrow I have a top 5 for my top 5 thrillers.
Yay!
Yay. More books probably to add to my TBR when I watch them.
We need a decent thriller to Betty read.
Yeah. Yeah, we have a couple that we're going to be like on like the long list, probably waiting for a while. So we have to have something in the middle to like.
Yeah.
And I will have another recommendation for my last prompt because I did. I'm doing 3 videos each for each prompt because I had
That's
so many
fine.
books.
Wow.
So many books. It was like I have to, and then I have a recent reads that I'm working on editing, and then we'll be a TBR sometime this week.
Awesome.
Nice.
Well, thanks for welcoming me, ladies. I
Oh,
think
thank you
you
for
guys
having
again.
us.
It's so good to have you come
Lovely
on.
I'll have to join again soon.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys have a good night.
Bye.
Bye.
And you will you have sprints on Friday and Sunday? So
Yes, sprints
they'll
on my
put
channel on Friday.
but no Sunday.
But no Sunday.
So it's just the whole week off then because you'll be away. Okay. Just making sure people aren't confused that it means Saturday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's gonna be gone.
Good point, Lee. Yeah.
We decided to just nix that one so we don't have one. So.
Okay.
Unless somebody gets, bored and wants to do one. But other than
There
that,
you
no.
go.
Okay, so thank you all for joining me and
Thank you.
have a good night. And I'll see you all guys later.
Bye.
Bye,
Bye,
everybody.
everyone.
Good
Thanks,
night.
Storm. Bye, everybody.